Wait. Did Donald Trump really just compliment Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez? Watch and judge for yourself. When asked about her, he said she's
fake, but in all fairness, look, but she knows it. She's got a thing going. It's a good thing. She's a good thing for her. But there's a certain something she's got. She's got a spark. That's pretty amazing, actually. She's got a good spark. So I'll change it. I'll say spark.
This Republican's about to translate that for us.
I think he's actually trying to pay her a compliment, that she has a presence, that she is effective, even though he disagrees with her. And so I think that's what he's saying, that she's a formidable figure and she has appeal.
It's crazy to me that AOC sometimes gets more praise from Donald Trump than she does from her own party. He says she's got a spark, which is surprising, right? I mean, I was bracing for something grosser and more racist, like she's a spicy jalapeno, or like a caliente mamacita, or maybe like an old-timey term from men of a certain age, like that dame's got gams. But no, in saying that she has a spark, it seems like Donald Trump recognizes that she has the potential to be the kind of firebrand for the Democratic Party that Trump himself was for the GOP, while not using any of the imagery old men typically use for beautiful women that usually involves like horticulture, like, you might like her stems, but I'm about her melons. And who wouldn't recognize AOC's spark? She's young, she's got energy, she's an excellent communicator, she frequently trends on social media. These skills are very hard to come by in a political landscape dominated by robot politicians who are crafted in a lab to serve lip service to the masses while kissing corporate asses. But do Democrats in the establishment appreciate what she brings to the table? Well, here's one on Fox News.
AOC as a possible nominee in 2028. What do you make of that? Is that a possibility? What does that mean for your party?
No, I honestly, Lisa, don't think it's a possibility. And if she runs, it'll be a disaster. We lost a couple of members of the squad, fortunately, in primaries this year. Most Democrats don't want extreme left-wing politics. I believe the Democratic Party needs to move to the center on cultural issues and on fiscal issues, be more fiscally disciplined. And AOC represents the opposite. And I think if she runs, it would be a disaster for the party. And I think her chance of getting nominated would be nil.
I love getting advice from people who just lost to Donald Trump twice. People like this guy told us that Biden was totally fine right up until the moment that his brain leaked out his ears on stage during the debate. Meanwhile, someone from the winning team, Trump's former assistant treasury secretary, gives AOC more credit and praise than the Democratic strategist.
However, just a word of warning to the Republicans, to my party, do not underestimate AOC. She's young, she's vibrant, she's attractive. I think she's wrong on everything, but she does have real grassroots support. And all of the energy and activism in the Democrat Party remains with the revolutionary left, of which she is a part.
Right.
So every time the Republicans have underestimated the Democrats, we ended up with Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, and Joe Biden. So let's not do it again in 4 years. Yeah.
It appears that the Democratic establishment is always trying to run away from the party's progressive foundations and principles. Why is that? The short answer is money. The long answer is, ever since Citizens United happened, money has been king in politics. If you run a party, you have to raise a lot of money. And that money typically comes from rich donors. Now, regular everyday voters, they want wildly popular changes to the system, like Medicare for all, paid family leave, and higher wages. But there's a huge problem there. The party leaders will not let politicians advocate for this kind of stuff because it'll piss off the rich donors who are gonna have to pay for it. Now here's James Carville pointing out exactly how that plays out when Kamala Harris goes on The View and suddenly can't say how she would change stuff. I apologize in advance for this thing on his lip. I think I'm gonna blur it.
And I think if this campaign is reducible to one moment, we're in a 65% wrong track country. The country wants something different. And she's asked, is so often the case in a friendly audience on The View, how would you be different than Biden? That's the one question that you exist to answer. All right? That is it. That's the money question. That's the one you want. That's the one that everybody wants to know the answer to. and you freeze. You literally freeze.
So what are Democrats to do? First of all, I'd say a major criticism of people like Kamala Harris, Joe Biden in his old age, Hillary Clinton when she was running for president, is that they're not talented politicians like the ones that were listed by the Republican strategist earlier. AOC, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton. Those people can command your attention and communicate effectively, okay? And Carville says that they're out there.
Understand that there's this massive amount of talent in the Democratic Party. As I say, there's 350 hitters all over AAA ball. We just don't know them.
Honestly, thank me for blurring that thing. It's disgusting. It's like this weird drool pocket just sitting there. And fuck the Bulwark guy for not telling him. We could have totally evolved. I had to do a lot of editing. I had to put a mask on. Just say, hey, buddy, we're going to pause you. Just do this, Jimmy. But here's what the Democratic Party needs to do. They need to focus on real working people issues. The rent is too high. Big companies and foreign interests are coming in and buying up all the homes so you can't afford one. Your job is being taken away by anti-union monopolies run by corrupt billionaires. They ship your job overseas, which is supposed to bring the price down, but they aren't even doing that because they're still jacking up the prices and taking home record profits in the meantime. Or they're turning everyone into robots. I mean, Elon Musk, who backs Donald Trump, wants to replace every Teamster with a driverless car. Kamala did not have these lines and was the inferior communicator, both from a talent and overall media literacy perspective. She needed the equivalent of what Trump was doing, trotting out lines like no taxes on tips, or no taxes on overtime. Lines like that should be the bread and butter of the Democratic Party, the party of left-wing populism. But the party rulers just aren't going to let that happen because it'll piss off the donors. And where does that leave Democratic candidates? In the loser column. While the Democratic strategists try to say that we need to go to this mythical middle, and that good candidates, talented candidates, great communicators like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez are painted as these crazy radicals, even though they're just advocating for policies that most people want. Most people want paid family leave. Most people want to stop billionaire CEOs from jacking up prices for absolutely no other reason than lining their own pockets. Most people want common sense protections for workers and Medicare expansion. That's the center to go to, not platitudes and telling people that, I don't know, what do they say? Liz Cheney suddenly likes you, so you should vote for me. And remember, guy who should be giving no one advice, no matter who the Democratic candidate is. I mean, it was Kamala Harris this time, and they still called her a godless communist who wants to, grope trans genitals in prison or something. So don't get stun-locked. Go on the offensive. Pick candidates who can communicate a message and communicate a message that actually appeals to working class people with real human problems. If these Republicans can see the promise in someone like AOC, a real young, vibrant, communicative candidate, well, then I pray to God Democratic strategists can pull their heads out of their asses long enough to see it too. I'm Brett. Thanks for watching. Bye.